Good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Gary Wilson. I'm the General Manager of North American Operations for Altizon. I'm located in Southern California. And Veeresh is our Director of Global Sales. And today we would like to share with you some information on industrial IoT and how it can be a game changer for the die casting industry. So if we go to the next screen, Veeresh.
Yes, I am on our IT/OT rapid outcome screen.
Yeah, very good, very good. So IoT or industrial IoT, we work with both the IT and the OT facets of an organization, and the results are rapid outcome. We've done business in multiple industries: automotive, steel, industrial products, oil and gas. We have some projects in the power industry, tire manufacturers, chemical, food and beverage, and infrastructure as well. If you look a little bit to the right here, we're a young company. We're about 4 years old, but we've accomplished an awful lot in a very short period of time. We have projects, 130 plus enterprise accounts in 31 different countries. We are currently executing about 1 billion events a day, actually over 1 billion events a day. And up in the upper left, it says 20,000 things connected. And a thing can be as many as 50 or more different elements or different devices. So you can see that the numbers are quite impressive. If you go on to the next screen, Veeresh. I'm assuming you're there.
Yes, I am. On how do we help?
Okay. We can assist you with end-to-end projects, from anything from just the application itself to helping you connect to legacy applications, help you with the actual application. We also have a network, if you look to the right, of partners throughout North America, in about 30 locations and growing rapidly. And these partners are all integrators, so they're all very well versed in the systems that you have in the plant floor, the controllers, the applications that are running, and can help you in any part of the process. So the business value industry apps that we have are all focused on bringing value to the application, reducing costs, reducing waste, reducing downtime, and basically giving you better insight into the applications that you're running on the plant floor. We also work a lot with OEMs, with machine builders, and different types of OEMs. It's an accelerated time to market for them. It allows them to get feedback and information on the equipment that they have out in the field. And we've developed quite a large partner ecosystem, as you can see below. Okay, on to the next slide, Veeresh.
Yes, I am.
So we've been recognized with numerous awards and lots of recognition for both our technology and our success in the IoT market. Most notably, a Gartner report that was written called The Competitive Landscape of IoT Platform Vendors. Gartner listed Altizon on their top 10 list with companies like AWS, which is an Amazon company, Microsoft, Siemens, Oracle, and others. We also got the Cool Vendor Award in 2015, and recognized by other groups like Forrester, the Everest Group, and Microsoft Ventures. So quite a bit of recognition and awards in a very short period of time. Next slide.
Yes, I am on Datonis platform deep dive.
Okay. So this is a basic overview of our Datonis platform. If you look on the left, these are all of the assets of the organization, the different devices, the different machines, the different applications that are running in the plant floor, like historians, SCADA applications, HMIs, PLCs, and so on. And we connect to these through data adapters, through standard interfaces like OPC, MT Connect, and Modbus, and then up into what we call the Edge Gateway, which allows us to take that data before it goes to the cloud, aggregate the data, perform some analytics on it, and if anybody needs to be alerted or notified, that can be done at that time before it goes into the cloud. As far as once it's in the platform, once it's in Datonis, we can run complex events. We can process complex events. We have a rules engine that allows you to develop rules for your analytics, and again, alerts and notifications. We also have a machine learning process and also big data analytics. On the top end, we not only publish our API so that end users and/or integrators can develop their own applications to look at this information on, but also integrate with standard industry apps, back office applications, SAP, Power BI, and so on. And then also give you the capability with a mobile app to look at this information anywhere at any time. You also can determine who looks at what data. So whether it's a C-level person, a plant-level person, you can control who looks at what. We are also, from a platform standpoint, platform agnostic, which means that either this can run in the cloud, it can run in a hybrid platform, or on premises if you so desire. Next slide.
Yes, I am on next slide.
Okay. So this is an actual data on the plants that we've connected to and what they have tried to accomplish and what they are accomplishing here. If you look at all of our assets that we've connected, about 56% of them are in manufacturing space, 12% are in pumps, 2% in infrastructure, 14% in energy assets, 8% in oil and gas, and 8% in solar. Of the 62 plants, if you're looking at throughput, 30 of them are focused on condition-based maintenance. All 62 of them are obviously looking at productivity improvement and 10% in quality improvement. If you look at operational expenditures, about 35 of the 62 plants are looking at energy optimization. 5 of the plants are looking at warehouse management, 12 in predictive maintenance, and 1 in environment, safety, and health. And if you look at the actual results on the far right there, customer benefits, 5%, so it's an average of between 3 and 8% improvement through in throughput, 7 to 50% improvement in actual average and OEE improvement, 6 to 30%, 11% total or median reduction in energy expenses, 25% reduction in indirect manpower and labor hours, and 3% reduction in direct tooling and spares cost. And these are actual numbers and feedback that we've gotten from our customer base.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm on the next slide, which talks about the case study.
Yeah, so now I'd like to hand this over to Veeresh, who will talk more specifically about the IoT implementation in the die casting industry.
Thank you, Gary. Audience, our apologies for the initial glitch. So sorry for that. So I will talk about the case study. Although we have done multiple use cases within the die casting sector, specifically within the automotive and consumer durable components segment. So here what we want to talk about is this industry is more or less having a lot of legacy machines, and there are we have come across machines which have been 20, 30 years kind of old, and a combination of new and old machines. So we would like to take one such use case that we have implemented, where there was a set of 20 odd machines, combination of different makes like Bueller, Toshiba, ITRA, etc. And we also had multiple furnaces. So the first challenge that we faced over here is when the customer came to us and asking whether we will be able to connect the old legacy machines. The answer was obviously yes. And we could see that there were a lot of Allen Bradley machine, controllers which were pretty old. I'm talking about old as in 30-year-old plus, having old protocols. We had to convert those protocols into the readable protocol, that was Ethernet. And the other challenge was, there were some controllers which were not allowing us to collect the data. In this case, we had to place a basic PLC and then add different input-output devices and sensors to push that data to this particular PLC and push the information. So this was the challenge with respect to data collection, and the business benefit that our customers was looking at were OE improvement, where they wanted to look at productivity of the machines and then observing precise uptime and downtime. That was one scenario. Second scenario was, there was a lot of investment that was made with respect to logbook entries, be it production entries, be it downtime entries, also the quality related entries. So they wanted to optimize it by automating a lot of processes over here. And the third element was, having direction to the forklift operator who takes this molten aluminum and then pours it into the holding tanks of different die casting machines. And this person did not have any vision on where he should go and pour this molten metal into the system. So we did a bit of automation here. It started off with having a level sensor on the holding tanks for each die casting machine, connecting with the different melting furnaces, that what was the level of the molten metal level, and giving visibility to the forklift operator by providing him with a Android-based solution where you could just look at the level of tanks which are empty or probably getting emptied in the die casting machines, and go directly to those machines which has a need, and also have visibility on which melting furnace has optimum molten metal, so that he could go there and empty it in this bull and ladle as well. So the business benefit that our customer received is, first of all, having this confidence with respect to connecting the legacy machines. Second, having in real time connected all those 20 machines which were on one dashboard. and having visibility wherever they are, since it's a cloud-based system. And third aspect was optimizing with respect to their data entry savings. They would clock in almost approximately 3 hours per resource, be it a team leader, be it an operator, be it a quality inspector. So they could optimize on that savings as well. And also we started getting critical parameters like piston regulator pressure, oil regulator pressure, spraying time, and so on. These were the parameters collected from the PLCs or through existing or through instrumentation, and these gave us critical parameters where we could monitor the condition of the machine. So we started small over here. We started with connecting 2 machines, giving the customer confidence that, hey, look, we can connect the legacy machines. And thereafter, we took phase-wise manner where we connected in the next phase 10 machines, and the other phase was 10 more machines. And also we implemented a couple of HMI screens, which were specifically used for production booking, and as well as downtime entries. Along with that, it was quality-related failure entries as well. So this was the comprehensive use case, and I'll just walk you through the applications that we have on the cloud. So initially, what you see is a Datonis platform, which Gary covered, which is the platform which is currently processing about 1 billion events per day. So we have a simple concept that is called as a think, template, and thing. So in this scenario, we are looking at 2 melting furnaces and multiple high pressure die casting machines. So we just need to create, I'm just going to a template. So we just created a template called HPDC, which is a high pressure die casting. And then here with that template, we also created a lot of parameters that were available from the machine. Once we did that, we just had to create a thing. So this thing would give us the ability to create different machines and attach this to a template. I'm just looking for the high pressure die casting machine. Let me look at 50R. Okay, so something like casting 1. So here we just had to attach a particular template called HTPC, high pressure die casting over here. Then we are done. So it's pretty simple. We have seen that many of our system integrator resources are pretty excited to see that a machine is created in a form of a template, and then multiple machines are created in a form of a thing. Apart from that, I can set alerts, which will say that if my critical or a bottleneck machine is not operating for some time, I can give alerts. Also, I can set up rules. So these rules can be simple, complex rules. I can create different parameters to build these rules, and then the triggers in the real time can be given to your maintenance or production team to take necessary action. I will go to another application, that is the factory app. This is where more or less the business users utilize this particular application. So we have 3 flavors in that. Datonis Factory gives you more or less the real-time productivity of this. You have something called as analytics, which will give you more or less a root cause of what's happening on the entire plant. And you have an admin console where you can create different set of users and provide access to. I will jump into the factory application. So the initial screen that you see gives you a lot of visibility on what's happening with that plant. Let's look at a very contextual approach with respect to this webinar. We have created a plant which is based out of Detroit, and then there is a department called auto component, and in that we have high pressure die casting cells. So here we have created two different machines or die casting machines. It is giving you the visibility on the productive time versus the downtime, as well as how many parts were produced here and what was the elapsed time, what was the productive time versus what was the downtime. So in this scenario of our customer, we could also create a lot of parts over here, because we understood from different implementations that a die can consist of one part versus two parts versus four parts. So based on that, you will be able to create different parts in the master data. Then we will just look into different set of reports. So these reports are already available as a subscription option. I'm just waiting it to be. So these are the daily insights where you will be able to see what is my production rate today versus the moving average for a week, be it for the OEE, be it for the capacity utilization, and for the uptime and downtime pockets as well. There are multiple reports that you can see. One would be the OEE, then the production summary. Yeah, I may want to pull the data from my existing ERP applications like SAP or Oracle, and then put the planned versus actual over here. It can be a cell-wise, it can be a work center or a machine-wise. I can get multiple reports, be it production chart, what is my production rate versus individual machine-wise, what is my performance with respect to what's happening on the machines. So I can also create these machines with respect to the operator, if you want to look at operator-wise performance. I'll go to the next slide, which will talk about production analytics for a specific machine. I'll just go to where we were for the die casting machine. So this is how our performance is for the die casting machine today. This is for a specific machine. I can also see a lot of downtime pockets here, uptime pockets. I can see the parts per hour kind of summary in different shifts, and I can also see the top losses, which is primarily hurting us with respect to downtimes. So it's very seamless for us to add a downtime reason. I'll just go and randomly add a reason. Just on a right click, I'll be able to add a specific reason for here. We do have a few features where I can book, have a maintenance statistics or a tool for both die as well as the machine. So what happens over here is, I can put a threshold on a specific machine and get a contextual maintenance schedules, rather than having a schedule which is more or less time based. I'll just jump into the other layer, which is the analytics. This is where we bring the root cause analysis kind of scenario. In the interest of time, I've just opened a few reports. Here you are getting the mean time between failure and mean time to recover kind of analysis. You can do plant-wise OEE, machine-wise OEE. That's very much flexible and available over here. You can also do a line speed analytics. You can compare with the line speed, as well as there is a operator performance. You can look at a specific machine versus the operator. There are many such reports you can easily make use of, which can be, many of our customers are using a report called as the scheduled cycle time versus the real-time cycle time, so that they can look at avenues to optimize that as well. So we are almost concluding with the time. I have been getting a few questions, so I'll just address them. I'll just take 1 or 2 minutes to address. So the first question that I have received is, what is the time frame for value It's a good question. So we have seen that our customers getting benefited in a span of, say, probably around 2 to 3 months, where they are able to look at the analytics and then make very proactive decisions, be it with respect to productivity, be it with respect to maintenance and overall planning as well. The second question that I have received is again on the how is your cloud subscription based? How is your cloud? Is it on a subscription, and is the reporting also part of the subscription? So yes, the answer is yes. Datonis and the factory app is bundled together with the entire package. So the third question is, how do we achieve the predictive part of it? So it's a good question. So most of our customers are, having the expectation that the machine downtime should be reduced, and we should receive an alert with respect to a part or a machine downtime well in advance. So here, in this case, we look at the condition-based parameters of the machine, and we have tools in our platform which will do the analytics as well as run these analytics with respect to the best performing assets or best performing part, and then bring these analytics where we will be able to predict the failure of a particular part or a machine in advance. The other question is total cost of ownership. So what's the total cost of ownership? So we always encourage our customers to start small, and the total cost of ownership is pretty optimized over here. We begin with, say, connecting with a couple of machines, start giving them value by showing real-time analytics, and then usually the customer takes the next step. So the other cost that is involved is subscription based, as the application is already available. So our customers can utilize the entire landscape and then look at the value in a matter of a month or two, and then decide to move ahead or take a decision otherwise. The other question was, we talked about the melting furnace. So the brand of the melting furnace, it was Stryko Westhofen was the melting furnace. I'll just take a pause in the interest of time. I have other questions which we have recorded, and we will connect offline. So audience, thank you very much for your time, and thanks very much for your patience. And we will also send the presentation deck individually to the audience. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.